Background, height, weight, and how you broke into pro wrestling.
I'm 25 years old. I broke into professional wrestling in Minneapolis under Vern Gagne and Billy Robinson. I'm 6'1" and I weigh 250 pounds.
Okay, now in that area with people like Vern Gagne and Billy Robinson, one would think that a guy like Ric Flair would be brought up into tactics complementing these two gentlemen, scientific tactics. But when one sees Ric Flair, it's a whole different story. It's kicking and gouging. How can you explain this?
Well, I have to disagree with you there because I don't think you see me gouge eyes or anything like that. I have a fantastic wrestling background. Of course, breaking under Vern Gagne, I have knowledge of every scientific hold that Vern Gagne and Billy Robinson use in the ring. I'm capable of using those rings. I are capable of using those holds. I just...
Why don't you?
I do use the holds a lot. You probably only seen me wrestle on a couple of occasions, but I mainly go out and out-wrestle my opponent. Now, if I have to get a little rough with them, I get rough with them. But I basically go out there and wrestle my opponents, and I feel wrestling is a real rough sport, and if a guy can't keep up with me, that's his problem.
Okay, now a lot of people have compared you with Nature Boy Buddy Rogers. Are you proud of that comparison?
Yeah, I'm proud of that comparison, and that Buddy Rogers was probably the greatest wrestling attraction of his era.
You think you're better than he was?
Yes. I feel that I've reached the stage where people compare me to Buddy Rogers, and I'm only 25 years old, where he was 35, 36 before they started calling him the greatest. I feel that they're calling me the greatest right now at 25, and I just can't help but probably be the greatest wrestler in the world. People will call me, will undoubtedly consider me the greatest wrestler in the world and of all time by the time I'm 30.
Okay, you were just involved in a very serious airplane crash. Would you like maybe to describe what had happened and your feelings afterwards about your career?
Well, of course, the first thing that came to my mind was, would I be able to wrestle again? And the doctor came in and saw me. The plane went down on a Saturday, and the doctor came in on a Sunday and told me that I would be able to wrestle again. And it was just a matter of time before the bones healed and how much work and effort I put into getting back in shape. I consider myself a superhuman specimen as far as my physical conditioning, and I've worked very hard, and I'll be back probably 6 months before the average human would have been back.
Will you fly again, Rick?
Yes.
Would you?
I have flown since the accident.
What was the extent of your injuries then?
3 broken vertebrae in my back, in the thoracic area, which is the upper back, T10, 11, and 12, and a broken rib.
Okay, let's get into titles now, Rick. You had the Mid-Atlantic title. You've held several other titles. With your injury, a lot of the titles that you've wanted have gone to other people and everything. What's your main objective now?
Well, I hold the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship, which Johnny Valentine held, and I don't have to say anything about Johnny Valentine. He's one of the greatest of all time. I consider him even greater than Buddy Rogers. You mentioned Buddy Rogers to me. Valentine was a greater for a longer period of time than Buddy Rogers was, and not that Johnny Valentine is done by any means, but I'd have to say Johnny Valentine has influenced my career more than any other wrestler today.
How'd you acquire this title, though?
I acquired this title by beating Wahoo McDaniels, Wahoo McDaniels beat Valentine for the belt, and a month later I beat Wahoo McDaniels for the belt. So I just, I see myself, right now I see that Paul Jones has won the United States Heavyweight Championship in the tournament, but I was not able to enter because the doctor said that I'd be foolish to go in and, I've lost some weight, and I didn't want to go into the tournament unprepared. Although I feel I'm the greatest, I know that a lot of what I do in the ring depends on super conditioning, and I was at a little bit lighter body weight, and my injuries weren't quite healed, so I didn't feel I'd be ready for the tournament. But I have beaten Paul Jones on several occasions, and my next goal is the United States Heavyweight belt, and then the world belt currently being held by Briscoe.
You win the TV title right now. Paul Jones last night had given up the TV belt. Are you going to be in competition for this?
No. The TV belt is way beneath my standing right now. The TV belt was something that I strived for when I first came here because it was like an order of events. I never like to bite off more than I can chew, and now this is my feeling a year ago. Now I feel there's nothing. Why be regressed? I was a TV champion for almost a year. Now I'm the Eastern United States Heavyweight Champion or Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, whichever you want to call it, and I will be United States champion within the next 3 or 4 months, and probably world champion by mid-1977.
Okay, as I said, Rick, the fans have voted you Rookie of the Year. Now, in your estimation, are you insulted that they're still calling you a rookie?
Well, I don't know whether I'm insulted. Is that the National Wrestling Alliance?
No, this is the fans all over the United States and Japan. This is by their voting.
Well, I'll tell you what, I consider myself, and I said this once before when somebody asked me, I consider myself, if you have to use the terminology rookie, the rookie of the century. By being a rookie, I guess that means that you've only been in the business or in our sport for a couple of years, which is true. I've only been wrestling now 3 years. But I don't mind any kind of award, because you're only giving awards if people notice you. And I think that I probably have more recognition and I'm noticed by more people anywhere in the world that I go than any other athlete in any sport today.
Okay, let's talk about your relationship now with a guy that the fans really hate, Rip Hawk. Okay? But what was your relationship with him?
Well, Rip Hawk, when I first came in this area, Rip Hawk took me as his partner, and
do you feel he might have changed you a little bit into more of these roughhouse tactics, or do you think you were into that before you came here?
Well, they're going to use the terminology roughhouse. I go out there to win. This is a rough
any way you can, it looks like.
Well, that's right. It's a sport where it's dog eat dog. It's like I read today about the violence in professional hockey. People complaining that, but the people pay to see a winner. No matter how they win, they pay to see a winner, and that's
so you don't care how you win or not?
I don't care how I win, as long as I win. I like to consider myself a great wrestler, have great wrestling credentials, a great background, and anybody that's seen me wrestle, I'm sure considers me not only a rough wrestler, but an outstanding scientific wrestler.
Okay, a lot of guys in this area kind of come on pretty hot, bragging that they can beat Briscoe, or if they went up east they could beat San Martino, or they could beat Bockwinkel now, who's the current AWA champion. Is Ric Flair one of those braggarts?
Ric Flair doesn't have to brag, because everything he has said has come true. When I first came here, I'd only been wrestling a year, and I said that within 5 months I would hold one title or another. They recognized 3 titles. They're individual titles: the TV title, Mid-Atlantic title, and the United States belt. Well, I won the TV belt in 5 months. That was one objective. Then I said I'd win the Mid-Atlantic belt. I walked out and I won that. Now I'm saying I'll be the United States champion, and I'm sure I'll do that. So everything I've said has come true. I don't consider myself a braggart at all. I know that a lot of people might say that I'm overconfident, but if you live up to what you say you're going to do, then I consider myself the greatest wrestler of all time.
What about Jack Briscoe? Have you wrestled him at all?
I never have wrestled Briscoe. I guess I would have had an opportunity to wrestle him in this time that I've been recuperating from my injuries, and unfortunate, but here I am, 25 years old, and everybody else is getting old. I'm ready to go.
Okay, you mentioned Van Gagne previous. Did you wrestle Gagne at all?
Never wrestled him in a match. I wrestled him several times while he was training me, and I never felt that I felt his superiority as far as wrestling knowledge at the time I was breaking him, but after a month of working with him, and trained under him, I never felt that he was any better than me.
Think he strayed away from you?
Oh, I'm sure he did. I'm down here now. They, as soon as I started to develop in that area, they were looking for places, and that's the way it's been. People have seen the ability that I had, and people have dodged me right from the start. I had to almost beg to get the match with Wallen McDaniels, literally, and I don't, there's a lot of politics involved in professional wrestling, and you don't, if you don't get the matches, you don't get anywhere. So now I've gotten to the point where I am an outstanding gate attraction wherever I go. The promoters are begging me to come, and therefore I'll get the matches, because the promoters will force champions into wrestling me, so champions.